a great meeting with great language use today. I have a lot of examples of great words that everyone used. I have a couple of tips, and at the end, I would like to have an exercise which involves you guys to improve our language. One of the first things I heard was highest duty versus bottom line, and when I saw that on the slideshow, I didn't really know what the difference was, so I had to look it up. And so it was kind of an interesting thing. I don't think I quite still get it because it was comparing the two, but my understanding is that the highest duty is your highest responsibility, and the bottom line is the most important factor. So in a way, they were very similar, but then I felt like there was a difference. So maybe somebody else can explain the difference a little bit better, but that is my understanding, and putting it next to each other was very interesting. I really liked Cherie's speech, where she used a lot of words that really gave you the feeling that you were in court, right? Words like plaintiff and the defendant. So there's a difference. If you hear the plaintiff and then you hear the defendant, you know who is kind of trying to press charges against the other person. Okay, so there's like an offense and a defense. And then also words like fraud, which is kind of lying and fake, deception, great words, manipulation. These are all words that you'll hear in court. Rather than saying very typical words, she used a lot of professional terminology. Another great word I heard was inferior. Inferior is an excellent word, because we often say, oh, it's not as good as something else. But instead of not as good, you can say inferior, right? Humility was another good word. Humility means being humble, but it's the noun form. Arrogance. What is arrogance? It's a very, very loaded, a very heavy word. It's just a very exaggerated sense of importance, right? Arrogance. So you kind of think you're better than everybody. You exaggerate it when you're really not. Subtle. Something that's subtle. That is a great word. The way the word is spelled, subtle, has a B in it. S-U-B-T-L-E. So you don't actually say the B. Very special word. And it just means that it's so small, but it's important, but you can't really measure it. It's just kind of there. Okay? Heart and soul. I forgot who said that. It was in Paul's evaluation. It was talking about Colin. With heart and soul. So that is a word that has a lot of meaning, because it's talking about your passion and your love for something and the enthusiasm. So rather than saying, oh, he was, very passionate, by using heart and soul, it really covers a lot. It gives a great image of what you're trying to say. Now, there are a couple of things I'd like to point out. And the first thing is, I heard somebody say, or I saw the slide, and it had this on it. Right? This means versus. Versus means going against. Right? Versus. But versus is one word. So a lot of people make this mistake of adding this extra period. So what it really is, it's not this, it's just VS dot. Okay, so that's actually versus. And then the other thing I saw was somebody said, do the right decision. Do the right decision. Do you do a decision? No. No. What do? You make you make the right decision. So I think in language there's this thing called good, and then you can make it great, and then you can make it even better, which you make it awesome, right? So do the right decision. It's good. It could be better. So you said make the right decision. Now, if you want to make it awesome, you can say something like engage in good decision making. Engage in good decision making, right? So I think that's, good, better, and then there's awesome. So you can do the right decision, you can make the right decision, or you can engage in the right decision making. So that's really important. Yeah? Is it red? All right, I guess we won't get to the last part, which involves you guys. Thank you so much. It was a great day for good language. Back to